Hi, this is Perry from Reach It, and I'm here with an original Tucker pole and original Tucker brush. So originally Tucker poles were made from aluminum, if you go back, and you can see the aluminum were tubes and they were cut down like this. I'll bring it in there so you can see it. And then these would fracture over time. So carbon fiber came in and that problem's completely eliminated. But I really wanted to talk with you about the brush because the first and original Tucker brush had this. It's an over-the-top water jet, right? I'm going to come back and visit it, but you'll see this is it. And I want to talk through how this was Robin Tucker's original. It was Robin, wasn't it? He was the old dude.
No, that's the son.
Who was the father?
I forget.
You forget. Okay, so this was the dad's original idea. He had it right. But I want to talk with you also about this. Is from this end here, you can see this is the original bristles of a Tucker brush, like made by Tucker, the aluminum. This is, we're down in Australia, so you can see this is actually, the aluminum was to stop the brush from bending and breaking. And in here, you can see the bristles and the density of the bristles. And you'll see that's quite different to the RHG Tucker. Like absolutely solidly dense with bristles, and that's what everybody raved about was the Tucker brush. And it had two ways of jets. So you can see here, this is the original internal water supply. Yeah, it would come out through two jets, but look how big they are. They're like, what's that, like 1/4 of an inch or something? Sixth of an inch. Sixth of an inch. Yeah, something like that. So you'd have a look at that. And this was the DuPont bristle, but it was also trimmed such that as it hit the glass, all the bristles are on the glass. So you can see it's not actually a straight trim. If you look straight down the barrel, it's not a straight cut like the modern machines are doing. And we're looking at exactly this principle. I mean, this was a really, really engineered and expensive and slow to make brush. Now for the rinse, that was agitation, yeah? And there was only ever one set of bristles. For the rinse, then all of the Tucker brushes had this frame here. And basically, if we come in here, you can see that there was just a standard fan jet. And these were bolted in. So this is an original, which I wanted to show you in brass. And then wait right there, I'll run across and say this is a later generation, where it went to plastic, but nothing actually, changed so much. And the logic was that if the pure water or the demineralized water or the water with a high runoff, because he had the little tablet in the jar, wasn't it?
Yes.
So he would have that, and so he knew that if he could put the last thing on the glass was the pure water, then the logic would be then that it would leave it spot free. But the problem was, which he found and everybody else found, was that if you wet above the agitation zone, then inevitably it's going to introduce dirt into that rinse. And so that's where the industry gravitated and settled for the last 25 years on using the jets from the center of the brush. But he knew both were the solutions at that time. And then just one small thing for those of you who wonder, this jet is set for a 12-inch, so it's not spraying so far. And so the Tucker idea was, if you wanted this to work with a 16-inch brush like this one, or 18-inch, then you would just simply undo the bolt underneath and pull that back, and then, but as you pull it back, then the squirt is higher and stuff like that. So it had some, some thinking, but some weaknesses. But
that was for washing. That's for rinsing.
Oh, was that what he had?
Yes,
and then you'd have
it's a dual hose.
Right. Oh, true. There was one hose coming up the middle.
So you had to flick at the bottom. You've got the tank with the tablets in it. So the wash would come out here, so you can scrub through.
And that had the detergent in it.
Yes, and then the top one was the rinse one with the clean, just the no detergent.
But he didn't demineralize it, right?
He eventually had one, but not really. No.
Yeah,
it's
not
not
in
designed
those days.
for it. No.
Yeah, but it had something in it to make it run off in that tablet or something.
Supposedly, yes.
As it was. I mean, this is history, right? So we're actually, the guy behind the camera was a long time Acorn distributor. Met the father. You met Robin as well, I guess.
Yeah, Robin I met.
Yeah. So we've got a bit of history, sort of talking behind the camera. We've talked all this through, so we know what we're sharing. So for those of you who hear about Tucker brush, Tucker this, Tucker that, and also when we have this debate over, what's the proper way to run water over the top of a brush.
Yeah, so they're the DuPont.
There it is. The DuPont nylon bristle
nylon filament.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, that was the thing that made the difference for the agitation. So, so there you have it. A little bit of history, an original, genuine Tucker brush with over-the-top rinse.